Long before colonizers set foot on the continent, when kingdoms rose and fell under the rhythm of drums and the watch of the ancestors, there lived a boy destined to rewrite history. His name was Okamba. He was born in a quiet farming village at the border of the Zazari Empire, a mighty kingdom feared for its iron weapons, vast armies, and unbroken conquest. One moonless night, a messenger arrived, breathless and trembling. The Zazari army was marching toward their land. At dawn, their village would fall. The elders gathered. Warriors sharpened their blades, though they were few. Mothers held their children close. Some whispered surrender, others prayed for a miracle. But Okamba refused to surrender. As the village slept, Okamba prepared. He crafted a light spear tipped with sharpened iron, and tied around his neck his father's ancestral charm, a symbol of courage. Guided only by moonlight, he slipped through the forest toward the enemy camp. Silently, he cut the ropes of their signal fires, scattered their weapon carts, and sowed chaos in the camp. Hidden among rocks, he watched the Zazari soldiers feast and boast. He overheard their commander planning a swift attack at sunrise to burn the village, enslave the young, and claim the land. Okamba clenched his fist. He knew what he had to do. Then, before the confused soldiers, he stepped into the clearing and challenged their commander to single combat, a sacred tradition the empire could not ignore. They laughed at the sight of a boy, but when he raised his spear, his eyes burned with something they could not mock: courage. The fight was fierce. The commander, a giant of a man, struck like thunder. Okamba moved like wind, dodging, weaving, remembering every movement he had seen the warriors practice. With one final leap, he struck the commander down. The camp fell silent. Fear spread like wildfire. Some swore they saw the ancestors' shadows behind him. Before dawn broke, the Zazari army fled into the desert, believing they had angered the spirits. When Okamba returned, the village was waiting, not as a boy, not as a blacksmith's apprentice, but as a hero. Songs were sung, drums were beaten, and his name was carried on the wind. Yet, as the years passed, empires rose and fell. Names faded, stories were forgotten. Okamba's tale was buried beneath time's sands. But some nights, when the fire crackles and the wind whispers through the trees, elders still tell the story of the boy who defied an empire. This is the legend of Okamba, a forgotten hero, a reminder that true courage does not wait for permission, it acts.